town. The other 4 boys, however, Chris, Mike, Nolan, Charlie, and Toby, gave me their undivided attention. Can I help you, Ethan? In a neutral tone, as I could manage. I was just wondering about your disaster preparedness. His icy blue eyes tipped in an earnest look. Is the trailer park ready for an anvil strike? At the mention of the asteroid, a wave of apparition apparition swept through the group, a subtle dancing poltergeist of fear. I noticed little signs, things that most people might not pick up on, but not me. Practically shouts. Chris Nolan's eyes tightened while his brother shuffled his feet. Charlie's knuckles whitened. On the textbook he was carrying, Sarah faltered in her gossiping, a hand rooting to rake her strawberry blonde hair. Ready as anywhere, I replied dully, closing my locker. Since it doesn't matter where you are when the thing hits. Toby snorted, Chris nodded, as if I'd scored a point. Mobile homes aren't really built for sturdiness, Ethan said, matter-of-factly toying with a nearby lock. One good thing is he won't lose much if it gets compacted. He rose to my face. I glanced at Noah, who was frowning at his Apple Watch, not joining in, but not lifting a finger to help me either. My gaze dropped. Why look at him? No, not that. Why look to him? Noah was good-looking, tall, wiry, with the build of a swimmer and sporting the best car, clothes, and lifestyle of anyone in Fire Lake. But he never took side on anything, or even much interest as far as I could tell. Yet something about him always stuck in my brain. Maybe it was sharing a birthday. All those times we were forced to stand side by side in elementary school, listening to the other kids mumble that lame song, celebrating a day I'd come to dread. Fire Lake High. Fire Lake High was in the upper school in town, with 220 students. No, I really do love you guys. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna pause for a minute. I'll be back. I'll be back. Alright. We are back. Ugh. I'm sorry, guys. I have to put my glasses on. Okay. I'm sorry I'm having such trouble reading to you guys tonight. It's just... No, it's just been one of those days. Okay. Yet something about him always struck my brain. Maybe it was during a birthday. All those times we were forced to stand side by side in elementary school, listening to the other kids mumble that lame song celebrating a day I'd come to dread. Fire Lake was the only upper school in town, with 220 students. The fault lines were mostly about money and sports. Pretty girls could be a cheerleader, a path to popularity. Of course, a quarter of the school's partners employed the rest. Parents employed the rest. A fact no one ever forgot. The Fishers began appearing in middle school and never healed. Alright. Thanks for your concern, I said calmly, pushing through the circle. It never occurred to me that trailers aren't built to survive asteroid impacts. Ethan smiled as I retreated. On the other hand, you could tow your place inside a cave or something, for safekeeping. His joke drew a few chuckles, but I wasn't worth the trouble. Ethan allowed me to escape down the hall and turned away. Then a voice rang out. Of course, your place is probably much safer. Pac was standing beside the door to first period. Ethan shot him an annoyed look. Obviously, Thumbtack. Ethan's father owned the town's grocery store, and they lived in Squonky Hillside Gardens. Tack? I tugged him toward the safety of class. Don't stop. No, that's not it. Tack pulled free of my grasp, his voice carrying so that the others stopped to listen. You see, God always favors drunks and stupid, and your dad is blessed on both counts. So the Fletcher home is practically a safe haven. Ethan blinked, his neck and cheeks flushing red. Then his face went still. Sarah rolled her eyes and Jessica giggled, covering her mouth. The bell rang, startling everyone. Catch you later, E-Dog. Tack slipped through the door, and Ethan stared at the empty space, and then looked at me as if I were guilty by association. His smirk returned. Tell your friend he made a mistake. Inside the room, I scurried to where Tack was calmly arranging his things on the table we shared. The Nolan twins entered a beat later. Chris with his shoulder-length ponytail. Mike's red hair cut short, spiked with gel. Chris was a chatterbox who loved stirring the pot. Although he wasn't a disaster by himself, Mike rarely spoke. Chris chuckled, shaking his head as he sat. You're ballsy. Kid, I'll give you that much. But if I were you, I'd find a new route home after school. Thanks, Mike, Tack replied, knowing full well he was speaking to the other twin. Chris snorted, unzipping his backpack. Freaking death wish, I heard him mutter. I wheeled on Tack. Why'd you do that? Ethan's not gonna let it go. Tack was digging through his bag, seemingly undeterred, because I felt like it. And screw Ethan. He's a jackass. Maybe next time he'll think before he yaps. What he's going to do is beat the crap out of you. Tack shrugged. Wouldn't be the first time. I've taken worse. Unconsciously, his hand rose to the bruises on his face. We both fell silent. Maybe Tack did have a death wish. Then I couldn't help but laugh. You called his dad a stupid drunk. I sure did. Tack shot me an exhilarated glance. He looked really mad, didn't he? Chris is right. I'd better dig a tunnel out of here this afternoon. English passed uneventfully, and the bell fired out the door at warp speed. Our next class was directly across the hall, but no sense taking chances. I was following on his heels when my name boomed down the corridor. Min Wilder. I glanced left. Principal Myers was slowly emerging from the main office. Wonderful. Under my breath, as our school's fearless leader made his way toward me, his right knee locked and unbending, the result of a sharpened wound he suffered in the First Iraq War. I'm gonna take another pause. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. I can't finish it tonight. I can't finish the chapter tonight. I'll do it another night. Probably tomorrow, but we'll see. Good night.